Yeah, is the PPT visible?
Yes, 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 it's visible.
Hello? Yeah.
It's visible. It's visible, Navdeep.
It's visible? Okay, so
Yes,
I'm
we are
just
able to
starting
see
it.
it.
A very good Okay, thanks a lot. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm just starting. A very good afternoon to everyone. Uh, so today I'll be discussing about how psychosocial factors basically for children and adolescents that they faces on a day-to-day basis, and how parenting becomes so challenging to deal with a child and making sure that he or she is medically safe. Okay, so before I proceed with my presentation, I would like to make a disclaimer that I am not at all doubting on your capabilities. You, जितने भी parents हैं, आप सबके intentions are absolutely good, keeping in mind for the welfare of your child. So मैं आज आपको कोई parenting tips तो नहीं दूंगी, but definitely I would like to have a different perspective. And I would like to explain कि मैं थोड़ा सा एक psychological perspective से भी बात कर सकूं कि क्या कैसे बच्चों पे इसका impact पड़ता है. And I will try to explain both in Hindi and English so that it gets convenient for everyone to understand it. So I know you all are very much aware about what type 1 diabetes is, what is the prevalence of type 1 diabetes. I know you all have must have like Googled millions of times. So I will not go that much in detail, but a little bit about what type 1 diabetes is. So it's basically uh, a well-known long-term illness where we need to take care of many things. We need to be very there is lot of intricate treatment routine that needs to be taken care of. Many things that we do care about it, like daily administration of insulin, checking blood glucose levels, monitoring high blood and high blood sugars. So all these things are daily part for a person who is having diabetes. So firstly, I would like to start with what kind of psychosocial issues that are being faced by school age children and adolescents. As I got to know that there are many parents of children and adolescents, so I'll be covering both the parents because दोनों का ही अलग अलग एक नीड होती है, एक स्कूल के बच्चे की और एक एडोलसेंस की. So try to understand this, that every school age child or a adolescent will maybe or may not be have a range of issues and feelings that will vary with developmental stage. So first thing that we will be covering in school age children is, first is accepting that they have a disease. I know it's just a simple word that accept your disease, accept your illness, but it's not at all easy. It looks very easy कि हाँ क्या दिक्कत है बोलने में, but I know it's really really difficult for a child and for the parent also. So it's basically being faced by children is when they really need to accept it कि okay, this is a part of me and this is how it goes. So it's very challenging for the child. Second is the degree of discipline that required. I know you all know that स्कूल के बच्चे होते हैं, how they are, they don't like to be disciplined at home also. स्कूल में तो होता है, but घर में they don't want discipline, and especially when we really need to take care of their treatment routine, uh, their diet, the physical exercise that need to be taken care of. So it really sometimes annoys the child. Third is feeling different from their peers. So I want to share one thing for this, especially this is something that very close to my heart, that I met one of the child who was 7 years old, and during my thesis only. So I asked him कि आपको कैसा फील होता है, how do you feel? So he told me कि मैं बर्थडे पार्टीज में नहीं जा सकता हूँ क्योंकि वहाँ पे केक्स में शुगर होता है और मैं इतना शुगर नहीं खा सकता. आई कांट अफोर्ड टू ईट कुकीज. और मैं कोई भी चॉकलेट या कोई भी प्रोसेस्ड फूड नहीं खा सकता, और जो कि मेरे क्लासमेट सब कर सकते हैं. लेकिन इसमें मेरी क्या गलती है? वाई डू आई नीड टू सफर? वाई आई सफर्ड? इट्स मैंने तो कुछ ऐसा नहीं किया. आई एम जस्ट 7 years old. So such kind of feelings, such kind of thoughts sometimes children do have, but कुछ बच्चे they do express it, but कुछ बच्चे they don't. So कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि हम नहीं समझ पाते कि बच्चा क्यों नहीं करना चाह रहा है. वी नो कि बच्चे को ये खाने का मन नहीं है या बच्चा ये नहीं कर रहा है, बट क्यों नहीं कर रहा है? व्हाट इज द कॉज बिहाइंड इट? व्हाई ही इज नॉट डूइंग इट? Right? So feeling different from their classmates is one of the thing that they really uh, bothers them a lot. Not just the birthday parties, the social gatherings that sometimes they ignore, or sometimes they like कि अच्छा नहीं आज मैं नहीं जा सकता. बहुत सारी फिजिकल एक्टिविटीज भी होती हैं जिसमें कभी कभी बच्चे पार्टिसिपेट नहीं करते हैं, बट जरूरी नहीं है कि हर बच्चा जिसको डायबिटीज है वो फिजिकल एक्टिविटी में अच्छा नहीं होगा. आई हैव मेट लॉट ऑफ चिल्ड्रन हु आर डूइंग एक्सीलेंट इन स्पोर्ट्स. So not everyone, but some who do have, say, it really bothers them कि हम ना सोशल एक्टिविटीज में इतना पार्टिसिपेट कर पाते हैं और ना ही हम फिजिकल एक्टिविटीज में कर पाते. फोर्थ इज फियर फॉर देयर सेफ्टी. फॉर जस्ट इमेजिन कि अगर आपका बच्चा है who really wants to go for the sleep over, उसको he really wants to go to have a night out, या हम स्लीप ओवर्स यूजली कहते हैं कि रात में हमने अपने दोस्त के घर पे रुकना है. बट समटाइम्स दे गेट बॉदर्ड या पेरेंट्स ही अलाउ नहीं करते बिकॉज दे डोंट नो कि कब क्या प्रॉब्लम आ सकता है. बिकॉज we all know that by nature diabetes has lot of uncertainty attached to it. So sometimes it really bothers the child and it really gets into a fear zone कि वो बहुत ज़्यादा डरने लगता है कि पता नहीं अगर मुझे कुछ कभी भी कुछ भी हो सकता है. Right? So all
Navdeep,
these things.
Navdeep,
हाँ जी sir.
Navdeep, just one suggestion. Most of us are comfortable with English because we're people from south
Okay,
part of the
okay,
country
okay.
as well. So request you to please
Okay, okay, sure, sure.
stick to English. Yeah. Sorry. Please continue.
Okay, okay, sure, sure, sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So now we will be moving to adolescence. So the first thing that they really face is desire for more independence. I guess every parent can relate to it that whether your child or adolescent is having diabetes or not, there is a phase that they definitely need for independence, they need for autonomy. So that sometimes gets difficult for them to not to have such independence. Second is influenced by peer pressure towards having cigarette, alcohol, and drug abuse. We all know we are in this era today where many people gets in many children also these days, not just adolescents. They get influenced by the peers or gets indulged into many into multiple kind of substances. So the third is use of rigid dietary restrictions. We all know that there is need to have a not rigid, but yeah, there is need to have a dietary restrictions for them. We really need to monitor on it. Fourth is weight gain during puberty or pubescence period because it definitely lead to low self-esteem for them. Sometimes I have met few adolescents who have told me that because I have gained weight, now I don't want to go there. I feel so conscious. It really bothers me. I feel so low. I don't feel that confidence in me. So all these things really bothers them. Fourth thing that we will be covering is it's a second part, that is risk factors. So the first is situational factors. Basically, situational factors incorporates characteristics that are related to external environment, situations, or circumstances that affect the course of diabetes. So all the situational factors basically are all the stressful life occasions or circumstances that really affects the prognosis of a child or an adolescent. Some of them I have mentioned here. financial insecurity, divorce, neglect or separation, and family unemployment. Second risk factors is individual risk factors. It basically incorporates or adjustment. So the basic concerns with type 1 diabetes are the physical checks they deserted by needle pricks or being continually alert about the body reaction to insulin, continuous monitoring upon blood glucose levels, or maybe the negative consequences or the negative responses by their companions, by their peers. So when all is done, but still they have that persistent idea of further complications regarding their illness also. Okay, so individual risk factors, maybe they can indulge into low academic functioning or maybe having a low self-confidence. They may or may not experience a range of psychological reactions. It could be anxiety, nervousness, disappointment, frustration, sorrow. So there are endless of emotions that they can, and they, all the individual factors does not mean that every child or adolescent will go through with all these emotions. It totally depends on, there are a lot of individual differences. So it totally depends on your situational factors and the kind of support that a child or adolescent is getting. Third risk factor is interpersonal factors, which basically incorporates all the qualities of a and the nearest social condition, which basically affects his or her change in adaptability of adjustment with regards to their illness. So just imagine that if you as a parent are constantly worrying about, or maybe being pressured about, or because you really need to work about or modify the inadequately to the adjustment that is basically required for the illness, same thing your child is also going through it. So the way you are feeling that pressure, same thing, the kind of the same emotion, the same behavioral issues, the child is also going through it. Now, this is the 5 stages that has been given by Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, which basically talks about that every, not necessary, all the parents go through these stages when they hear their child's or adolescent's diagnosis, because it is unexpected change in their lives. But people experience these stages differently because there is no sequential order in which each stage should occur, and because some people may not experience some of the stages also. So it's not necessary that every person will go through with such stages, and there's no sequential order also. So first is shock or denial. So at first, parents may be shocked or go into denial about their child having diabetes. So sometimes it gets very difficult to find out that the child or adolescent you love so much has an illness. So when they hear the diagnosis, they begin to face the reality of life with a child and with his illness. And usually they are not, sometimes they are not ready to accept it also. So this is typically when parents begin searching for the second opinion about their child's diagnosis. So a parent can stay in the stage of denial for months or sometimes for even years also. Now the second stage is bargaining or guilt. So another emotion parents may feel after hearing their child's diagnosis is bargaining or guilt. So parents typically wonder, like, if they did something that caused their child to have, or they will blame themselves for what happened to their child, and if they did, what can they usually mothers are commonly associated with this stage where there is a lot of self blame, where mother feels that she did something wrong during pregnancy that caused the child to have diabetes. Third stage is anger. Anger is another emotion that parents may experience after hearing about their child's diagnosis. Usually, parents get angry and want answers as to why their child has illness. So this is also when parents may find other things or people to blame as the reasons for the child, their anger at that particular reason. So the anger parents may express it towards their child's doctor at first because they are usually the ones informing the parents about the diagnosis. So the additional stress of having a child within long-term illness basically sometimes leads to a lot of frustration and disappointment for the parents. Fourth stage is depression. I know there are a lot of people who would just use this word depression. Uh, Depression has lot of symptoms. So if you really want to Google it, you can write into Google depression according to ICD criteria. Bible for every psychologist of symptoms. Low mood or sadness for a day or for a week does not make a person to have a diagnosis for depression. So parents of children may experience some symptoms of depression also at a certain level. The length of depression experienced by parents, it basically differs from one parent to another also sometimes, because nothing is more depressing than uncertainty, and diabetes is one of the illness that has a lot of uncertainty attached to it. So whether the treatment will work, and if that treatment will work, when it will begin to show the results. So such thoughts do come in an individual's life, where basically here the depression leads to inactivity. It could be withdrawal from the society, or it will damage you, kind of impacting your social and occupational functioning also. Now the
Ma'am,
fifth stage, the last
Navdeep,
stage.
there is some issue here.
Yes.
I think there is lagging in between the topics.
Your voice is cracking basically. I mean, there is a lag in your voice. Maybe you can just re-log in once again. Hello?
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. My
It's
voice is
now lagging.
cracking.
Your voice is lagging.
Yeah.
Just a second. Yeah, just a second. Let me just switch
Oh,
to my
it is breaking, then it is also
the
might
mobile
be
data.
an
Hello?
internet issue. It is still lagging. We are unable to hear you.
Should I just log in once again? Should I just leave
Yes,
the meeting and just log in once again?
yes.
Okay.
Try logging in once again.
Hello?
Yeah. Navdeep, you can just
Is it still the same?
switch off your video. That would make things better, I guess. When, hello? She'll be joining in a few minutes. She just texted me. She'll be
Yeah.
joining back in a few minutes. She's correcting the network issues. Can I get the full recording of the session? Yes, we're recording the session, Siddhi. So we'll take a call whether to share it with everyone or not. But yes, we'll be throwing the session open to questions. So you can ask any question you wish to after the presentation gets over. Let's make it more of interactive.
You can post your questions in the chat. We'll see it.
Yes. You can post your questions in the chat box after it's done. Yeah. She's joined again.
Hello.
Yes, Navdeep, your voice is better now. You can start. Please continue.
I can't hear anything, Harsh. Is it just at my end or?
No. She's trying to log in again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, some network issues at her end. She just texted me.
Okay.
So, yeah, calling her.
Maybe you can suggest her not to switch on her video.
That's what I'm telling her, not to switch on the video, be off the video.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. Hello.
Please continue, Navdeep. Please continue. I'm making you the
Yeah.
co-host again.
Yeah, sure.
Extremely sorry, everyone. We're just facing some bad network. Yeah. Please start again, Navdeep. Thank you.
Yeah, the PPT is visible.
Not yet, not yet. I think you'll have to start on the video. Just switch on the video.
Hello.
Not yet. The PPT is not visible. Just start the video again. Navdeep, you can continue saying without the PPT even, because can you hear us, Navdeep?
Hello, am I audible?
You are audible, but the voice is still cracking. You can just continue. Yeah, it's visible now.
Okay, so
Please continue.
sorry for the disturbance, but I'm trying my level best to
Yeah, we do
different.
understand. We do understand. Please
So should I
continue.
just repeat this cycle, or should I just continue with what I have with
You
what I left with?
repeat this. It's
Okay.
better we repeat
Okay, so
this.
I was just explaining the last stage, which is acceptance. Here, the ultimately what? Okay, acceptance. Okay, do you want me to repeat the whole cycle or just the acceptance stage?
It's better you go over the whole this complete page once again. This complete slide.
Hello.
Please repeat. Please go ahead with the complete slide once again, Navdeep. Can you? Am I audible to you?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, this whole cycle once again.
Please,
Okay,
please.
okay. So basically,
Your voice is still lagging. We can't understand.
yes, I'm doing that. I'm doing that. Yes. You are audible.
संजय यहाँ पे ना 2 प्लम्बर देख गए थे। हाँ छोड़ दे रहे हैं, बिल्कुल ठीक है, नहीं बात करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है। उन्होंने कहा था ये पूरा सेट चेंज होगा। हाँ तो ठीक है, मैं भी वो ना वेबिनार अटेंड कर रही हूँ ना, तो मेरा ध्यान रखता हूँ उसमें। नहीं है, ठीक है।
Navdeep, you can please start again.
Yeah. Hello. Am I audible now?
Yes,
Hello.
you are audible now. You are audible now.
Okay. Let me just quickly share the slides. Is the slides are visible?
Yes, slides are visible.
Okay. So I'm just because this stage of these 5 stages are very important. So I'm
Yes.
just quickly go once again. So basically what I was saying that not every, but usually most of the parents often go through by all these stages. But because it's an unexpected change in their lives and people experience these stages differently, but there is no sequential order in which each stage should occur, because some people may not experience these stages also. So there is no sequential order. Secondly, and not every person will go through with all these stages. First is shock and denial. So usually parents get shocked initially and they go into the denial mode. After, when they hear that their child is having diabetes, it gets very difficult for them to find out that their child is having an illness which has a chronic course. So, and when they hear the diagnosis, they begin to face the reality of life with a child with his illness, and usually they are not ready to accept it. So, this is typically when parents begin searching for the second opinions about their child's diagnosis. Usually, parents can stay in this stage of denial for months or even for the years also. Second stage is bargaining or guilt. Another emotion may feel after hearing their child's diagnosis is bargaining, where parents typically wonder that what have they done wrong, why this diabetes have caused to their child, or sometimes they blame themselves for what had happened. Usually, this stage have self blame also, which is usually commonly or associated with the mothers, where mothers feels that they did something wrong during pregnancy that has caused their child to have diabetes. Third stage is anger. It's one of the another emotion that parents may experience it after hearing the child's diagnosis, because this is when parents finds other things or people to blame as the reason for the child's diagnosis, which causes them to direct their anger at that particular reason. So the anger parent may express direct towards their child's doctor also, because at first they are the ones who will inform the parents about their child's diagnosis. So there is lot of stress of raising a child with a long-term illness, which further leads for the frustration and disappointment for the parents. Fourth stage is depression. So not every parent will go through depression. They often experience some symptoms of depression. So the length of depression experienced by parents, they will differ from each other, because nothing is more depressing than uncertainty, and diabetes to an extent have full of uncertainty whether or not treatment will work, and if they do, when they will begin to show results. So depression leads to a lot of inactivity for the parent, or they will it will basically damage you or impair your social and occupational functioning also to an extent. Fifth stage, the ultimate stage, is acceptance. So usually parents experience this because it takes time for them to come to the realization that their child has this illness. So ultimately, most families come to accept that the illness is being a part of who the child is, and learn to appreciate the child for what he can do rather than what he cannot do. So focus on what your child will do and not just what he just cannot simply do. So, after coming to terms with the diagnosis, parents can pull all other emotions behind them and work to better their life and the lives of their children.
Navdeep, is it
Yes.
okay if I could just add something over here on that slide?
Okay. Can we just take the questions at the end?
No, it's not a question. No problem.
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
share later. It was a comment regarding something. No
Okay.
problem.
Okay. We'll share
It's
all the
for the end.
experiences at the end
Sure,
also. All right.
sure.
Okay. Now here comes the parenting challenges, where every parent try his or her best to maintain or balance that safety and independence for adolescents also. So parenting a child with diabetes involves a delicate balance between assuring that the child is medically safe and encouraging the child to assume a developmentally appropriate level of independence similar to that of their classmates also. So because diabetes is one of the illness that does not affect not only the children who have it, but also the whole family. So it needs to be addressed with the whole family in mind. First challenge that usually parents face is assist parents in dealing with denial and guilt. Was the first stage that we covered. So it's very important that we handle the parents so that they can handle their child's care, reorganize their household to be more compatible with their child's changing healthcare and needs. Second is develop coping skills to help families re-normalize after diagnosis. I know it's not easy, it will take time, but definitely it requires a lot of patience, lot of your personal coping mechanism to accept it. So many factors can influence the way the person copes with the disease. These factors can be internal, such as personality, coping mechanisms, or in the external form also. It could be the family dynamics, family interaction patterns, social support, environmental circumstances, and quality of life. So both sets of factors, internal or external, influence the course of disease management and level of adaptation for the parent. Third point is burden of daily diabetes management for young children falls largely on parents. So these parents should be aided in identifying ways to reduce their own stress levels. It's very important that first they manage their own emotions. So if you know that you have the responsibility of your child, do not neglect yourself in that process. Self care is equally important. Then just like you are taking care of your child or your adolescents, you need to take care of yourself also. So when you think that now the saturation level is coming, I'm feeling stressed out, it's important that you do certain activities that you like doing it. It could be going for a walk while their child is supervised by someone else, taking a few minutes to exercise, practicing yoga, quiet meditation, or just prayer, or participating in any kind of relaxation training. It could be anything that really gives you a lot of pleasure. This is one of the guiding principle that I always tell parents: child first, diabetes second. Understand that your child is first. Diabetes is just a part of your child. Your child will not be described by a diabetic child. We usually say child with type 1 diabetes. We don't use words such like, oh, he's a diabetic child. No. We really need to be very conscious about what kind of words we are using for the child or for anyone else also. So this basically helps the parents to consider the bigger picture as they integrate diabetes into structure of the child's and the family's life. Last point is holding firm realistic expectation will basically enhance the likelihood that their child will grow healthy and well adjusted, and it may help to deal with the inevitable guilt or self blame that parents usually experience when they enforce diabetic rules and consequences on their child. Adolescents: safety and the push and the pull button for independence. So we all know, every parent can relate to it, that adolescents do have need for independence. Some parents may prematurely hand over the responsibility simply because sometimes they are also exhausted from years of intense management. So given the complexity of care, many adolescents do not have the problem solving ability also, or the kind of maturity that is needed. So, or the skill to manage their diabetes independently. So it's really important that we take care of certain things. First is advice to encourage some level of ongoing parental involvement throughout adolescence. So apply interdependence rather than full independence. So rather than giving full independence, you should go for interdependence. Second is must find a balance between expecting your teen, your adolescents to manage diabetes self-care while still being watchful and ready to intervene when the adolescent falters. So you just be there, you just stand behind them and see what they are doing it. And when you say it, okay, oh, here the child, here the adolescent is not doing the correct treatment regime, or he's not following the kind of restrictions or the kind of things that he or she needs to follow, then you can come forward and then you can explain to your child. So the challenge for the parents is to develop a structure in which they can review decisions made by the adolescents. to be sure that they are thoughtful and safe also. The last part for today's presentation is what is the role of clinical psychologist in over here? How clinical psychologist can help a child or adolescent who is having diabetes. So basically, we use many techniques, but one of the techniques that works wonders is CBT. We call it cognitive behavior therapy, which can be useful in different modalities in diabetes management. Uh, as a children, as a adolescent, or as a family member, they all react differently to a disease. So they all react to the disease adaptation also differently. So they should be taken individually. So although there are general therapeutic rules that need to manage with a specific disease, but we usually customize approach, which is always necessary to fulfill individuals' needs and characteristics to address issues such as first is to increase the self-confidence and improve concept of self-worth, which improves their quality of life. Quality of life, uh, it's one of the important psychological domain that I really worked during my MPhil. Usually we live life, no, or not. Everybody is living a life, but we really have a good quality of life. Why do we compromise on having a quality of life? Why do we just simply live and just like, "Ah, I do my work, I do my job, and then I come back"? What is where is the quality behind it? So as a clinical psychologist, I usually focus that child or adolescent should have that confidence, and we basically needs to improve his or her quality of life. Second is the pathological anxiety, fear, or depression, or any kind of psychological symptoms that we can treat by therapeutic intervention, which is shown by a child or adolescents or even for the parents also. Third is sometimes there are many family conflicts, poor communication, and parental stress which are indicated for the reference. So family there, we use family strategies, goal setting, and behavioral agreement, and we use social problem solving techniques. Fourth is the desire to fit in and experiment with alcohol, drugs add to the stress of parenting, as these have greater ramifications when a child or adolescent has diabetes. So in this case, we do counsel providing them with the pros and the cons of substance use and their teen's ability for the self-care. Uh, Hello.
Yes, Navdeep,
Yeah,
you're
can I
audible.
just continue or just I just got completely inaudible for everyone?
Yeah, yeah. You,
I
any
was
comments so far? Yes, please.
Yeah, I'm just saying I'm just done with my presentation, or do I just need to do once again the last slides if I was not audible enough?
No, no, fair enough. We can start the interactions now. We can throw open one by one. We can throw open the new.
Yeah. Can we just do one activity before that so that we
Yes,
just
yes, please,
complete
please,
with the activity and then we can
please,
go
please,
to the
please, please,
action session? We do have
please,
time.
please start.
Yeah,
Please
so
start.
I request everyone. Yeah, I really wanted to open my video, but I'm having a lot of internet over here. So
Yeah.
what I really want everyone to just collect that A4 sheet or the art sheet or
Yes.
pens, any pen that is nearby them. So just
Okay.
collect them, and I just wait for the people. Just give me a thumbs up, yeah, kuch bhi aap kar do once you have collected all the stuff with you.
Yeah, yeah. I hope
Yeah, it's
everybody
done.
has the A4 sheets and the pens with them now. Yeah.
Okay, everybody, I can see few people. Okay, so today we will be doing an activity, which is basically, I will tell you the purpose after the activity. So let's jump
Yes.
into this activity, and I just want everyone to do this activity with
Okay. Please go ahead.
with full honesty. Everyone, what is iceberg? Wait, I just open my video and show everyone.
There's some bad network trouble at your end, Navdeep. Nothing is visible now. Just can't see anything. Just let us know how to do it. Lost the video. Sorry, we're really apologetic for the bad network at your end. Just trying to cope up.
Yeah, yeah. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes, Navdeep, you're audible.
Yeah. So I have sent you the WhatsApp. So kindly share with everyone. So basically,
Okay.
an iceberg is, yeah. So you have to, I just give the instructions. You just have to draw a line in the center, which basically marks your water. So it does not need, it does not matter how does it look like. Just draw an iceberg. Half will be above the water and half will be below the water.
I hope it's visible to everyone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I can also see. Yeah,
Yeah. Please
yeah.
make it this way.
Make a
Yeah.
big, yeah, make a big iceberg, because this iceberg represents your child or adolescent. So
Right.
if you want to make a bigger iceberg, you can make a big one also. If you want to make a smaller iceberg, you can make that also.
Right.
Okay.
Done.
Okay. So now I want everyone to just think about what you usually tell your child or your adolescent frequently. Like what kind of instructions on a day-to-day basis you give to your child related to the diet, exercise. Usually, what do you think? What you keep on poking them over a period again and again and again? It would be general also, behavioral issues also. If they are being stubborn, if they are being aggressive, anything, or if they are being demanding, anything that you say as a parent that you think that you keep on telling your child. Just write the keywords. Don't write full instructions. Just the keywords. Okay, what are the things that you usually tell your child? The themes.
So it should be written below the
Sorry,
line
ma'am.
or above the
Uh,
line.
it would be above. First, we will focus on the upper portion of the iceberg.
Okay.
Just do this activity with full honesty and think over what do you do, what do you tell to your child frequently. Just the keywords. Not sleeping on time, not eating on time, not maintaining his daily schedule, anything. From being very general to being not able to focus on study. So I keep on telling my child to concentrate, concentrate. I'm just giving you ideas, themes basically. If you think your child is using a lot of phones and you keep on telling a child, stop using it, you can mention that. And once you all are done, just let me know that so that I can give the further instructions also.
Yeah, this much is done.
This much is done. Should I
I hope
wait
everyone.
Yes,
for the
even
other?
mine.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody is charged up and everybody know what they do to your child or your adolescents. Very much aware about it. I'm glad that you all know what usually you talk to your child. Okay. Now coming the lower part below the water one. Now think about how does your child feels. What do you think? How does your child feels? What does your child thinks when you say all these things? What is his reactions towards it?
Navdeep, I think you could type in the chat window.
Okay, I'll do that.
I hope all of us are done with this.
Done.
Everybody's done.
Yeah.
Can we get few thumbs ups if uh, everyone is
Done,
done or
sir.
done.
Done.
Okay, done. Okay. So basically, see, if you are comfortable, then you can share what you have written. But if you are not, then it is completely okay. But it's at least you participated. So, okay, I can see few of the things. So, naughty sleep exercise, and the last one is learn the
Leave the phone, please.
phone, please. Okay, and
That's the
what is
reaction.
below the water? Leave the phone, please. Leave the phone, please. Okay, and the below water is bad. Mostly does not listen to, or he basically ignores. Huh?
Yes.
Active social avoidance हो जाता है फिर.
Yeah. सुन के they
Okay.
like they just
If anybody is comfortable, then they can share also. They can unmute them.
maybe we can just read it out. Everyone can just read it out. That
Read
would
it all.
that
So you
yes.
were sharing something. Please share it.
I request everyone to read it out, whatever they have written. That would make things interactive and a little bit funny.
Yeah.
Can I go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please
Yeah,
start.
please
Yeah,
go
Komal.
ahead.
Yeah, Komal here. So my boy is going to be 14 this year now in June. So most of the time, the
Okay.
things which is between him or me, which is above the iceberg, is I keep on telling him to take bath in the last winter, and he doesn't
Okay.
because he's at home. And so we have like
Okay.
why you have to take bath at 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. Then
Hmm.
second was that spend more time with your mummy because now I'm at home, so I feel more distance, because he's growing and
Hmm.
so he wants to spend more time with the friends and other things, just playing and everything. And the third thing, the most of the time we fight is over is the sleep time, because usually it is in my mind that T1 should sleep on time. And the fourth one is the yoga. I am after him to start yoga. So I'm really not sure whether it helps the type 1 diabetes kids or not, but something in my mind. So shall I tell you his responses also?
Yeah, if you're comfortable, definitely. I would
Very
love to
much,
listen
very
to it.
much. Yeah, very much. Because actually, otherwise, he's a self-dependent child. I mean, he studies on his own, so I have nothing much to be on the study side or the behavioral issues. He's a quite disciplined child. So what he
Okay.
responds me all the time is like, I'm responsible now, so I know what I want to do and when to do. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter that I bathe at 3 p.m. and because if there is winter, so there is the cooling time throughout the day. It's not like if I take bath in the evening, so I'll catch cold during Corona time. So it is all the time that thing.
Yeah.
And yes,
Yeah.
and then I feel that he gives me that irritated mood, when I talk to him to sleep on time, because now they are not going to the school. So he says like, I'll be get up at 8 o'clock in the morning or 9 o'clock in the morning, and he doesn't like to do yoga at all. So he has told me bluntly. So, but then one thing which I really love about my child here is like he understands that maybe the mom is, she's doing out of concern and something, of course, that is holding me back for type 1 timer all the time. So then he says, "Ki, Acha, if you say, then I will do, you know. So if you say, then I will do. If you feel like that by sleeping on time or by eating such thing or by doing yoga, if you really feel that is gonna reverse, so I will do it." So that is the, cooperative, compromising state which we come to.
Yeah.
So now,
Excellent.
so now we have compromised, and of course he's into sports, and maybe when we interact later. So I will also like to advise parents, because it's not like that I'm this thing, but what I see in my child, sports, there is nothing that can stop type 1. What I have
Exactly.
seen. So he plays basketball whole day. Today he was playing cricket. There was a match, so he went 9 o'clock. He has just come back and all on his own, managing his low there,
Yes.
managing his hyper there. So we
Yes.
were just talking while we were in this session.
Yes.
So that's how it is. Thank you.
Excellent. Because exactly, I have also met few adolescents or and children also they are excellent in sport activities. When I look at myself, I was like, I have not like when I was at their age, I was not like them. They are so energetic. They are so full of energy that nothing, and you have rightly said that nothing can stop doing them
Yeah.
indulging what they want, what they don't want.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else who would like to share? Thank you so much, Komal Nair. Share.
Can I?
Navdeep, I
Yes.
have a question here. Hello.
Yes.
Regarding
It would be good if we
Yes.
first introduced by our first name, that whosoever is addressing, please. I would request whoever is just
Shobha here.
please, yeah, please continue,
Speak of,
Shubham ma'am.
choice of exercise. Should we compel yoga karo ye karo? So the kids, in this stage, adolescent, whatever, they have own choices, like he's, sports person, like sports and all. So I don't think type 1 diabetes is particular yoga hi karna like that. So should we, compel kids?
No, definitely not. Physical exercise means anything and everything that involves any. It can be simply Zumba also. Nowadays, there are many girls who loves doing Zumba. Their cardio, Pilates, anything.
Obviously,
But
I'm
yeah,
55, but I love dance. I hate yoga
yeah,
because I don't like.
yeah, yeah. So it depends on
I
the
agree
child.
with
It
you,
depends
but
on the
that I was just
adolescent.
putting my, opinion. Obviously, yoga has own benefits, you all know. Okay.
We very well get your point, Shubham ma'am. That what the point that you're trying to emphasize upon is that doing a particular form of exercise will not reverse or lead to a reversal of your type 1 diabetes. It's
Yeah.
just that exercise in any form is important. Thank you so much for
But,
highlighting that, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Harsh,
Oh,
for clarifying that point as well.
Yeah.
yeah. Can I
Next.
ask a question, please?
Please go ahead. Please go ahead. Please agree.
Um, my child has been diagnosed diabetes just 2 months back, and she's a 9-year-old child. So my question is that most of the time, many a times we find that when she goes out for an outing with her friends, or we have a family or friends outings, so naturally there'll be different types of food and things which she may not be able to eat. So there she behaves in a very nice manner and she tells everybody, no, I will not have this, I cannot have this. She's by and large a responsible child, but she's a child. And but when we come back home, then we have a series of meltdown with her, because naturally she's disappointed and she feels a little, as if she's different from others. So there is one point like this. Secondly, when the child starts going to school, her fear is that everybody will know that I have diabetes. One. Secondly, they will think I am different and they will not include me in their groups. So these are the main issues she talks to me about. I mean, going to school, she's going to be in 5th class, and I think I don't know when the schools are going to reopen in the next session too, but maybe by July, August, or September, whenever it happens. So I just want a little guidance to mentally prepare the child, though I'm doing it myself, but still, because all of you have been through it, so you are more well versed with all these problems the children are facing.
Okay. Ma'am, am I audible to you?
Yes, yes, you
I'm
are.
having little little internet connectivity issue.
Yeah, yeah.
I
No,
would like
you're
to,
audible. You're
yeah, I
audible.
would like to quickly address this because the points that you have mentioned, I just put those points on the slides also. The kind of dietary restrictions and the kind of feeling different from the peers, they
Mm,
usually have certain kind of things in their mind.
mm,
What I usually tell the children and their families, the best, then the classic thing works and it does not work over a period of time. It does really requires a lot of effort, requires patience, but try and make your child accept his or her illness and embrace it. He or she can proudly say it, like, I do have diabetes, but I can do endless number of things. And if certain people does not want to get or to make her involved with them, then see, try to make her understand that this is word only, this is the reality. You will face such kind of things where some people will like you, they will accept you, and some people will not like you and they will not accept you. So those people who will not accept her does not define that the world will not accept her. Okay,
mm.
so there
Yeah,
will be certain, so this is just the starting of her life, it's the school, she's of 9 years old, right? So
yeah,
she has just entered into middle childhood.
yeah.
Now I don't know, I just hope she just gets a lot of good experience, gets new people who will talk to her nicely, gets involved her in everything. But this is the harsh reality of life, that we usually indulge with certain kinds of people who will not
Mm,
talk to us, or who will not accept the way we are. Then it's really important for the child and for the parent to make her understand that then it is okay, because you don't want to talk then unless if they don't want to accept you.
mm,
So make your child accept that it's okay, they you will find many other people also, it's just not the few people. There are many people who may be the right kind of people who will, I know that such kind of experiences make the child feel so underconfident, make them so insecure as a person. But we really need to give them a good kind of experience, because आज हम उनको like today we say कि ठीक है, you push yourself, be in that group, try to indulge it, but you don't know, maybe she will have certain kind of negative experience which will makes her feel more worst.
yeah.
Okay, so try to explain, I know she is very small, but still try to make her understand that it is okay, you will find such kind of people, and let it be, you just accept it ki, this is just a part of my my life, diabetes will not define me as a person. It is just a part of who I am. That's it.
Absolutely. And more importantly, it will be that person's loss, not my loss. If
Mhm.
somebody does not like me as a person, it's their loss, not my loss. I cannot go about pleasing people all the time and every time.
Mhm. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, a- a-
Thank
also,
you.
also, if I may add over here that diabetes, no diabetes, one thing that we can definitely always remember, and be it for ourselves or our children, we can always reiterate that the moment you have a fight, a disconnect, or any differences with somebody, people want to be mean to each other. They want to say things that will hurt you. And
Hmm.
what you are most sensitive about is what they will pick up to hurt you. Right. So even if you did not have diabetes, if there was something else that you're sensitive about, that is the point they would have picked up. And now, if you tend to show, and and it is natural that diabetes is something that you're very sensitive about, then that is how the world is, right? You will come across mean people who may want to pick up that point and say, oh, and I'm saying this out of experience because even my daughter is 10 years old, and you shared that your daughter is 9 years old. So
Yeah.
when she has some disconnects in her school with some friends of hers or anybody, we have had experiences where people have come back and said, oh, come on, you don't even know, you can't even eat this, and how would you know how this works, or things like that. When they want to show some kind of frustration towards her, they tend to pick this point up as the first point. So yes, it feels bad. I'm not saying it doesn't feel bad. It does hurt the child as well. But that's what I say, that today it is this, tomorrow it could be something else. For you it is diabetes, for someone else it could be braces, it could be glasses. Any point that you're most sensitive about is usually your vulnerability, is what people would want to pick up during um, times when they want to be
Yeah.
insensitive
Yeah.
towards you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The key
Yeah.
message
Thank
here
you.
is the key
Hmm.
message that we want to drive across here is let's not make diabetes our negative point or our weakest point.
Absolutely.
Rather,
Yeah.
diabetes is a strength to us. It gives us discipline in all walks of life. So
Yeah.
tell
True.
her
Very
that. Tell her that. Tell
Yeah.
this to her.
No, I always tell her that you are a warrior. She tells me, why did I
Absolutely.
get it? I said,
exactly.
because
Yes.
you
Absolutely.
are a warrior. That is why you got it. So we will fight it
Absolutely.
out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely true.
Uh,
Very true.
So, ma'am, can I just add one point here, Ms. Geeta? Like
Yeah.
when my son, he was diagnosed in July 19. So
Yeah.
I mean, he was also scared to go to school after about a month, right?
Yeah.
So what I did is just my experience, which I want to share. Might help, might not help. So what I did, like, of course, we all go to the school for the first day, train teachers, other things and all. So one thing is what I found out was in almost every school there are other type 1 children also. Yeah. So not
Mhm.
necessarily in the same grades, maybe in the senior grades, maybe in the junior grades. So which helped me was like there was few seniors, there were few juniors, so there were about 5 6 other type 1 diabetes inside the school itself, right? So
Yeah.
it really helped them just to understand that how they manage inside the school and all. And the second thing which I taught him, and which I convinced him to do, is that he should tell about his type 1 diabetes to two of his best friends, one inside the school and one inside the apartment. Yeah. So
Okay.
then it took us too many days, like it took us about a month for me to convince him to talk about his own condition to his only two best friends who can really understand. So what I told him is, "Okay, let's see if your best friends are ready to accept the two people who are very close to you, till your sixth standard, you were playing with them, you were sitting and eating everything, doing with them. Let's
Mm,
see how they react to it." So
mm,
then, luckily, in my case, both the friends really helped him out. They understood. So, we had some birthday meetings also and everything. So slowly and gradually, like my son also accepted that a bite of a cake is okay for him, whereas might other child have a full piece of cake.
okay.
So that is how I managed for 6 to 8 months initially. Then thank God, this corona happened, and this one whole year I could sit with him at home, and there were other things which helped me. But this is the two things which really convinced my child, that if he is type 1 and the other child is not, and his best friend has accepted him the way he is, you
Yeah.
know so that really helped him. So you might ask your daughter to talk to one of her best friend and let her do whatever she wants to do. Keep monitoring, keep an eye, I know they're very small. My son was also 12, but of course 3 years makes a lot of difference in this age
Lot of
group.
difference.
But maybe, once she will get that confidence from her own best friend, from the same this thing, so she will have confidence. And of course, that Kajal has
Yeah.
said and other people have said, of course there will be lot many people who will be accepting and not accepting. So that is there. So this might help if you want to take a chance to it. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
It's
you're
very
welcome.
I have a
helpful.
question over here.
Please,
Yeah.
My daughter's name is Siti, and she diagnosed 3 years back with the diabetes. Now she is 9 years old, but she is having a lot of mood swings these days. Like every time at the time of meal, why I have to take insulin every time, and on the very small things, and sometimes even I don't know why she is getting upset. So what to do with that? Although I pamper her a lot and try to make her comfortable everywhere and do a lot of things to cheer her up, but still I feel these days she is having a lot of mood swings.
Okay. A few things. Am I audible? First thing I really need to ask this.
yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
you are
You are
audible.
audible. You are
Okay,
audible.
okay, okay. Uh, Ma'am, first thing you really need to rule out that is it something that is bothering her and she's not able to share it? Firstly, talk to her. Okay, if she is showing lot of mood swings, find out why she is doing it. Ask her, what is making you feel like this? Why you are being so cranky these days? What is making you feel
The
like?
thing changed this year is that she is having a younger sister. Now
Okay,
she is 3 years old.
okay,
Last year is like she was too small to eat junk food and other things. What I noticed, but
okay.
now as she is growing up, so she is demanding a lot of things. Like sometimes she is asking after food, she asks, "Can I have a biscuit? Can I eat this namkeen? I want ice cream. I want chocolate." Maybe I think this thing is bothering her because in front of her she is eating it and she is controlling herself that I need not to
Okay.
eat this.
Okay, then if this is the reason, then like this is one of the possible reason that you are thinking. Maybe there's other reasons also, but in this reason, in this scenario, that what you have possibly think about that because of the sibling, because she sees the sibling eating junk food, then she feels like eating it too. Then you can, I know the sibling is small, but still you can tell the other child that you know that the like your elder sister, she does have this illness, and she can't afford to eat so much, so at least don't eat in front of her. I'm not saying कि आप उसको you just make her hide and then eat it, no, but at least talk to her कि okay, because we in this scenario we can completely make the other child also aware about it. This is something that my elder sister also wants to have, but she can't have it. She can't have it. Then second reason, what I was thinking about, that you said that you pamper a lot. So then rule this out also, that is it a attention seeking behavior that she's seeking, or is she really having a mood swings? Just think about this way also. She's just doing to grab your attention, or is she actually having smooth swings?
Yeah, I have a
Okay.
question.
Yeah, yeah.
My child is like 2.9 years, and she was diagnosed 3 months back. The only thing is she doesn't like food. Since yesterday, she's not having food at all, and even though her sugars were high, uh, even she's not habituated to eat junk food as well. So, how
Mhm.
to deal with her and how to make her food habit?
Okay, what does she like? First, about what does she like in food? Like, her,
She like only like one kind of food, that is watermelon,
okay,
sometimes orange, and
okay,
sometimes banana.
okay.
And she
She,
doesn't like any other food.
okay.
Whatever we give
She,
her, like rice or dal or any chicken, and she likes
okay.
only a fish. That's it.
So initially also she wouldn't have all this, or
Yeah,
maybe she has.
initially also she is very like very fussy eater.
Okay, okay. From a very initial age also she was like
Yeah.
this.
Hmm.
Okay. So, ma'am, your child is 2.5 something, right? Right?
2.9 years. Yes,
2.9
just
years. Okay,
yeah,
almost completing 3 years. Okay.
yeah.
So, this is the proper preschool age that we call it, where child usually does all these things too, because he does. But your child is not like she's literally not having any meals. So that's very stressful situation. I can completely understand.
Yeah.
But you really have to find ways, think, experiment with your food, what kind of things he likes, except
I'm
the
really
food.
experimenting
Yeah.
a lot, ma'am, but
Hey,
I'm unable
okay.
to hear. One
Okay.
thing is, even myself, I'm working.
Okay.
My mom will take care of her,
Okay.
and even she will not mingle up with other children as well.
Okay.
We'll try to mingle up her, but she's getting like fear, and she
Okay.
doesn't want to mingle up. And so I think this is the age group like
No,
that.
no, no. I see. Is she an expressive person? Try to understand. Is she tall? Like, does she talk to you? Like, if she you get time or when you go back home, does she do like does she interact with you?
She interacts with
Your
me, and whatever I ask her, she replies to me.
okay, but not
Um,
with the other children.
yeah, she's
Okay.
very like
Uh,
she's not habituated to play with the children. But when I go back home, she's like ready to play with me, and she'll be awake till 1 o'clock also. And mostly,
oh,
she's very habituated to use mobile. So I'm trying to
okay.
reduce that also, but
Okay. Okay. Few things I need to ask you first, then after I will tell you your answer.
yeah.
Ma'am, I really want to know how much phone do you use?
Is the quantity?
Yeah, the like how many hours do you spend on phone when your child is looking at when the child is with you?
At least 1.5 hour I'll spend on food for her
Okay.
to give a complete meal.
Okay, okay. And how does she got so like not addicted, I would like to say, but how is she so like at a very young age, how she's so dependent on phone? Does she every time she uses phone whenever she is
No, it
sitting
all
at home?
happened because of lockdown. uh,
Mm,
I was
yeah.
working, even though even in lockdown period also I was working, not from home.
Okay.
I used to come to office, but my husband used to take care. You know,
Okay.
so he was using phone for his office work. So in
Okay.
that way, even she got habituated using
No,
phone.
see, yeah.
So
Because see, what we use, see, our child watches TV or watches phone. Now, no child watches TV. Everybody is so addicted to their tabs and laptops,
yeah,
and nowadays phones also. No child now watches TV, but it's reduced significantly from our days. But usually, see, our child learns what he or she sees. They
yeah,
don't find a difference na ki papa mama is doing office ka work. They know they
hmm,
are spending time on phone and they are
phone, yeah.
yeah, they are using laptop. So this is what they learn. So I guess she's just 3, but you can tell the difference. I really tried with one of my client who was
Mhm.
was excessively dependent on phone. So I told her mother that although she was just 2.4 years that time, but
Mhm.
I just tried to tell the mother that explain her the difference between the work, the leisure, like the watching videos and watching social media. It's your leisure time. But if you're
Okay.
doing work, the child needs to understand that mama or father or my father is doing work. He's not just enjoying it. I know abhi she's too small, but you can try it thoda thoda
Mm.
karke gradually. I
Mm.
guess she will stop using to a little, at least to a certain extent. And if you are, I hope you are not giving the phone to the child if he or she is fussy, because that will definitely reinforce her behavior. So whenever she wants phone, she will create uh, fuss. She will be fussy or she will ask
She
for it.
became for day by day fussy, ma'am, for phone also. Even at night times also she's becoming very, because at after going home we are getting tired because of our office work and doing all house code,
Mm.
and so we are looking to have a good sleep, but she doesn't want to sleep at the time. She sleeps around 1 o'clock. So till that
So
time she wants to get time for, she wants phone for that.
so
So
you
she's became
can,
very
yeah.
fussy for that.
Yeah, you can try one thing. You can tell the child that we will hear some stories on YouTube, but we will not see the screen. We will only hear the audio. So
Okay.
for a certain time, you can tell her, and obviously she is being dependent from quite a long time on phone. she uses late at night. That's why she sleeps late also. So try, at least if she's using phone till 1, at least from today try to make her use phone till 12. Slowly you can reduce the time, and tell her
Okay.
not to use the screen, matlab, just not look at the screen, but she can hear the stories or the anything that you want your child to learn, any poem, any social stories. There are a lot of material that is available on YouTube, so you can easily search upon it.
Okay.
Thank you, Navdeep. Thank you, Bhagya. Now I'd like to request Sirisha ji to just please come in and ask the questions that we have been able to collate, so that Navdeep is able to answer a few of them. Sirisha ji,
Yes.
please come in.
Sure, sure. So we shared a Google form to parents a few days ago, and some of them have asked some questions. Uh, I'm not. I mean, this session is too small to cover all the questions, but I would be sharing a few of them.
Okay.
One question is how to make the child independent. That means they mean to say how to make the child independent in terms of managing diabetes on their own when they're going to pre-teenage or teenage. How do we give the responsibilities to the child without making them feel like a burden?
That a very in very few words I would like to answer this. You take one step back. Simple. As parent, we completely forget, we want our child to be independent, but we are not ready to take a step back. Just I put that point in the on the slides also, that just look what your child is doing. Just put your feet back. Just be there for your child. I'm not saying that just leave him alone, no. Just put your foot one side back and just look at the miracle that a child may can achieve.
Sure. So it should start from the parents and
Yes.
start from taking a step back and then slowly
Yeah.
handing over the responsibilities.
Yes, I usually say this, that first apply and then supply. First you apply on yourself, then supply to your child.
And how to take care of emotional and mental well-being of my child in future.
Okay.
So this is like a worry about the future.
Mhm.
How do we
Okay,
take it?
so see, nowadays there are a lot of mental health issues that are coming. Usually in past nobody used to report it because there is a lot of stigma, a lot of taboo attached to the mental health. But now people are coming forward and they are talking about it. So if there are many things, I guess uh, this question that you have asked, I can give a complete lecture on it, because you can do endless number of things to make yourself happy, to make you mentally strong as a person. First few things I can recommend for a healthy functioning in a for a good psychological functioning. First thing, learn to say no. We usually have a problem of saying no to others. So learn to say no, because on a certain level we do compromise on ourselves. We think about later, oh, I should not have done that, but because of the pressure, because of certain compromises, I did that. Then learn to say no. Secondly, two things I would like to say, or learn to say no. Firstly, second is, be in this present moment. Don't think about your past, don't think about your future. Just be in this moment, be mentally healthy for now, for today. फ्यूचर में आप ऑलरेडी mentally healthy हो जाओगे अगर अभी, if you are not able to maintain yourself today, how will you be able to maintain in future? So be in the present moment and learn to say no, and you'll be happy.
Next question is how should I make her understand that diabetes management should be taken seriously?
Okay. See, you can use the help of YouTube videos also. You can tell the severity level that usually gets into if you don't take the treatment properly, or if you don't take it adequately. So you can take the help of YouTube videos, so that that child also learns ki, okay, what I need to do and what I don't need to do. Obviously, child in an initial level, a child of 7-8 years, they don't obviously understand ki what will be the consequences if I don't maintain, if I don't take insulin regularly. Some children do get very mature and they get really worried about their own condition that they maintain it, but some children do have it ki they take their own personal time to understand it, that okay, this is something serious and I need to take care of it. This, for this, parents have a major role towards the child, that how they explain to on this topic, and how you can take the help of social media also to explain it in a little better way also.
There was a question about what are your worries about T1D? Many people have shared that if they go out, how do they manage? They worry about those diabetes complications. They worry about when they go independently, do they really take care that how they do when parents are doing? Most of the people vote about T1D away from home. That is the major thing that is worrying. And school time observation and monitoring, when they're in school, parents do not know like whether they are doing it or not. Some people said that passing on to my kids, and this is related to again medical thing, how much percentage of thing can affect their children. And some people worried about sudden dropping of sugar levels to very low when they are alone.
Yes.
And some people asked, they worried about the cravings, how we can stop the cravings, and road trips, and teenage parents, if they rebel, what if my child rebels when they reach a certain age? So these were basically the
so all worries are completely different from each other. They all are on different tangents. So in broader terms, what I can cover for this question is that all these worries are completely acceptable, and you are not doing something that normally a parent won't do. So your every worries, I will definitely give importance to your every worry, but just think about it that your worry does not make a barrier for your child to be independent, because certain situations will come in their life that you can't control. Think about, see, I always tell people that some things are not in our hands, then don't think about it now. Some things that are in our hands, just focus on that. So your worries are completely okay, and obviously every parent will go through certain kind of thoughts in their mind, but just think about it. Am I thinking so much that it is coming a barrier for my child to be independent, or for my child to not just getting involved with other people? Because ultimately a child needs to go outside, he needs to be in the society where everyone is there. So how long will you keep the child inside? How long will you be just bothered ki I just need to take care of him, or I just have that constant eye towards him, no, he doesn't do that wrong, or he does need to take care of his or her insulin. At a certain point of time, he or she need to go outside. Just think over it, just introspect towards it, that how you are taking their diabetes. You are making it as a big issue, or you are thinking as a big barrier, or you are just making them learn to be a part of their life, and just accept it and embrace it.
So let things come on their way, and slowly we will try to cope up with everything.
Yes.
One thing at a time.
Yes, definitely.
And one question is from the comments: what is the inference of iceberg that we drew?
Okay, yeah, definitely. I would like to share what was the purpose for this activity. So the basic purpose for the activity was to just introspect how you act, how you react towards your child, and how your child act towards it. Because you are constantly worrying about things that you take care of. You wanted to take care that your child doesn't use phone constantly, he or she needs to sleep on time. I know all your worries and I understand all your worries. My parents also have certain kind of worries regarding me also. But see how your child is reacting towards it. He's being sad, he's frustrating, he's feeling he's avoiding you, he's not trying to listen you. Oh, I need to ignore it. No. So see ki what kind of things. I know ki you as a parent you all want, because obviously if you won't tell, who will tell the child what is the betterment, or what is better for the child. But just think about it. You are doing it with good intentions, but what how your child is feeling. Because sometimes we don't see what is under the water, we just see the upper portion or how we are reacting it. Some, like usually some of the questions we had today, that my child is being stubborn or he does not listen to me. But why he is not listening? Why have we not thought about it? Why? What is the cause behind it? So the cause is the below water that we are not able to see it. Okay, so it's just about the purpose for this activity is to introspect it, how you are reacting, and reflect on what you are saying to your child, and how your child feels after it. Okay,
How do
and
we
if
improve the situation if something, if the child is not reacting as we desire, then how do we react to it? How do we sort it out?
okay, so if I give an example by this, that if a child learns that if I want something I will cry, so he has learned this behavior, that I will cry, then mama will get me chocolate. Because eventually we have only made him like made him gifts. We only made that experiences for the child. We only gave the chocolate because he was crying, so we just got irritated, we got fed up, like okay, take the chocolate and then don't cry. Child learns then eventually, if anything I want, I need to cry. So if you want to stop crying, you need to tell your child that you will not get chocolate if you will stop, if you will cry, like if you will cry like this. And this will definitely require a lot of patience, because sometimes child do other things also. If sometimes child thinks ki acha, if I cry, I will not get chocolate. Okay, I will throw things. Then mama will give me the chocolate. Then you need, there are certain techniques that we do tell to the parent. That one of the technique that we usually tell is time out. Like for example, agar if you think your child is not listening, he's completely avoiding, just take that thing from the child that he or she indulges into. So for example, if I don't do my homework on time, my mother will reduce the time that I need to watch TV, or mama will not send me to the plate to my friends so that I can play outside. So reduce that time or reduce the quantity of it, so that the child eventually learns that if I do this, then only I'll get it.
I want to say. Yeah. Any more questions? You can type in the chat box.
There's a question from GD Arus Diwan. He asked that my son was detected last month. He feels hungry every 2 hours, and most of the time his sugar levels are in range. Well, Mr. Diwan, let me clear it to you that during the initial days of diagnosis, children they tend to feel more hungry because there has been a lot of fat loss and muscle loss in the body because of the initial onset of diabetes. So it's absolutely normal for the child to feel hungry. That's it. And we would request you to give him free foods like proteins, foods which are rich in proteins, that will improve his satiety levels. Thank you.
We would request people to post questions which are relevant to the psychological
Yes.
well-being of
Yes.
the children.
Yes.
I have one question. Like you said, my child is feeling more hungry, but my daughter diagnosed 3 years back, and she also feels very hungry because I think she is doing a lot of physical activities. In the morning, she is going out for a walk for 1 hour. In the evening, also she is playing with her friends. And nowadays, as her exams are over, she started again in the night walk after dinner. So she's very she's also feeling very hungry these days.
Okay. So,
Hello. Hello,
yes, yes,
my
please,
name is Kirat Pajatya. I want to
please, Kiran, go ahead.
share my
We just,
experience that I was diagnosed with diabetes and type 1 celiac last 11 years, and I was wearing when I went to school I wear a tag of type 1 diabetes that everyone knows that I am having type 1 diabetes. One time I was going to my computer lab, I was feeling that I was having low sugar and I suddenly fell down. I told my friends about it and my friends take me to the infirmary and inform the teacher. So the teacher gave me glucose. So we should not feel apart from the other children. Some maybe make fun of our, but we should not take them serious.
Very good point.
thank you,
Excellent.
Kiran.
Excellent
Thank
point.
you.
Thank you
Wonderful.
so much for
A
sharing this.
a big round of
Wonderful.
applause.
Yeah.
A big round of
Yes.
applause for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes,
A
yes,
big round of applause for you.
yes, yes.
Excellent.
That's the spirit. That's the spirit. Don't hide
Yeah.
your diabetes from the ones who need to know it.
Yeah.
Not that we must go on telling it about to everyone and anyone, but yes,
Mhm.
our close friend groups should know about
Should
it.
know. Exactly.
Should know about it.
Should never feel embarrassed to talk about your diabetes when there is a need. In any case, you should not stop it. You should not, keep it like a thing, keep it like a secret. You did a very great job.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I think with this, do we have any more questions lined up now?
I think we can wind up.
Yeah. So we would like to thank Navdeep for taking this session. This was a really insightful session, and we look forward to hearing more from you and having more such sessions with you, Navdeep. Thank you,
Thank you
thank
so
you,
much. Sir.
Thank you
thanks a
so
lot.
much for this wonderful
It's an
session.
honor. It's an honor for me.
Can
Thank you
I
so
just
much.
request people to just switch on their videos for a moment? We can just take a few screenshots for that.
Yeah, I'll try to switch on my video also, but
Yes,
I
yes,
guess
yes.
it's still the I'm having issue over there.
Trying to take a screenshot. Yeah. Please, I request everyone to just for a few seconds. Yes. Yeah, please switch on your videos. Yes, thank you. More of us, please. Yeah. Yeah, thank you everyone. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I just would
Thank you.
like to say one thing. Thank you
Please.
everyone for patiently listening, and thank you for giving me this opportunity. And I
Thank
just
you
would
all.
like,
Please, Navdeep, go ahead, please.
yeah, I would like to tell the parents, if you do have certain queries that you want to ask, you can DM me on my Instagram. It's Navdeep Saluja _CP, and I'm just writing it on in the chat box. So if you
Right.
do have certain inquiries related to psychological issues, then do text me.
Great.
I guess it's
Thank you.
visible. It's Navdeep Saluja _CP.
Yes, Navdeep. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much,
Thanks a lot.
everyone.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.